When George was 6, he had little use for rhetoric. He loved to sing. Every Sunday morning in the church with his mum, no matter what hymn number went up, George would belt out his song. So imagine how much he enjoyed going to his first day at junior school when he stood in the hall and the headmaster asked for volunteers for the choir. George's hands shot up and the headmaster said, "Good George, go to Mrs. Wilson and she will give you a rehearsal." George went to the rehearsal. And Mrs. Wilson said to George, "You sing in the church, George?" And George said, "Yes, Mum." She said, "Show us what you sing." Jerusalem, Jerusalem, lift up. Mrs. Wilson said, "You said you sang in the church, George." He said, "Yes, I do, Mum. I sing in the church." "In the choir?" No, Mum. I sing in the church." I think George picked up from that to make your dreams come true, they should perhaps be realistic. At 18, George fell in love. It was unrequited. And one day on the road to Liverpool, the sentence came to George, "I am the figure on the lonely sunset beach. Can you see me, my eyes? I think I see you, but you stand so far away that I can't tell if you are real or a figment of my imagination that will fade away if I call too loud that I am lonely." Wow! George had found a use for words. The only problem was the words came to him only when he was depressed. But George carried on. He still wanted to sing. At 24, he was asked to be the best man at a wedding. And then he was told that the bride, her father, was one of the best local businessmen in Nuneaton. And there would be 120 guests at the wedding, including 80 of Nuneaton's top businessmen. Pressure. He practiced for weeks with his speech. And on the day he organised the wedding, he organised the guests, he stood up on stage and he gave the speech. And he received a round of applause. He nailed it. George was on the stage. This was where he was always meant to be. And then for many years, George still wanted to sing. But he found that maybe he could stand up on the stage and speak. And then one weekend, he went to a music festival. And it was a festival for the didgeridoo, the drum, and the Native American flute. Wigwams stood on the field, and men were in the wigwams making Native American flutes. He went into the wigwam and he spoke to the man. He was invited to the man's home where he was allowed to make his own Native American flute. And the man gave him 2 hours of tuition and half an hour of lunch, and all for £90. George walked away from the man's house with his own Native American flute. And over 3, 4, 5 years, George decided that maybe singing wasn't for him. Maybe this ability to tell people that love is pain, through the hours of pregnancy, searching your breasts for an escape that cannot exist, because love is pain, and he had known love. That love was walking through backstreet cities, sharing the stench and filth of time tossed away in an idle, wasted moment, but not seeing the dirt, for he is walking in darkness. Or maybe, just maybe, maybe George decided that he didn't need to sing anymore. He had a dream, and he never gave up on his dream. He just found a different way to make that dream come true. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster, most welcome guests, thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, Ernie, for not only a great speech, but for a wonderful moment of music playing. Thank you very much. So, if everybody could, I think you know the drill now. You could get your comics slip out and write something for Ernie. That would be fantastic. 1 minute or so.